Welcome back to Sporting News Radio. David Nuno here with a legend, Daryl Johnston, the Moose. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good to see you. Let's talk about the damper that this weather has put on this entire event. This is your town, and I know how great it was going to be, and it still could be a great weekend, but it's kind of gone a little bit different than we expected.
Yeah, we were hoping that the ice that we had earlier in the week came at a time when the fans weren't trying to get here yet. We knew that Thursday was the big day. So we got a lot of people in town yesterday, but anybody that was coming in today obviously struggled a little bit. The airport was closed a little bit this morning. I heard that it had opened up, earlier this afternoon. So hopefully we get some people in this evening, and we don't get too backed up where everybody's coming in on Saturday. But it's been hard. I've been part of the host committee, and I know how hard everybody's worked here for, it's almost 4 years, for the process. And the last 2 years, very, very hard, very, very diligent in the preparation and doing some things that were very unique to the area because we built it as a regional Super Bowl as opposed to just a host city. So we never got a chance for people to experience Fort Worth that were down in Dallas or in Irving, or the people from Fort Worth to come into Dallas because the roads have been a little bit hard to drive on. So it's been unfortunate, but I was in Fort Worth early this morning, and the people out there are having a ball. I was back here in Dallas later in the morning and then early this afternoon. And, the people are finding a way to have fun. And as you pointed out, hopefully it doesn't have an impact on their experience down here.
Well, I guess it comes down to the game now. Let's talk a little bit about it. You got the Packers, Steelers. Packers seem to be, when I saw them at Media Day on Tuesday, they seem to be, oh, my God, I'm here at the Super Bowl. The Steelers came in with, hey, we've done this before.
Experience is meaningless in this game. When we won our first Super Bowl, it was our first time, and it was the Bills' third consecutive. So I throw that one completely out the window. There's no advantage gained by experience. Football is a game of emotion, not a game of experience. So the team that comes out and plays with the most emotion and the most passion on Sunday, who executes well, who executes the plan that they had in place last week, will be the team that wins. Just because you've been here and Media Day is something you're accustomed to, sometimes having that fun that first time because it is a new experience, leads to the emotion that you're going to need to win the game on the weekend. So. Everybody that talks about the experience that the Pittsburgh Steelers have over the Green Bay Packers, I completely disagree with that notion.
Can we talk a little bit about the fullback position, how it's changed, obviously from when you played, how it is now, even before that? It's just, and the evolution of it, where it could go next?
Well, it's been hard because, when I played, we stayed in a base offense quite a bit. Even when we went to a third down nickel, I was the running back in protection. It took Emmett a while to figure out that it was an easy way to get receptions on third down. So until he realized the potential for plays, and we worked together to really get him sorted out on the pass protection, because that's the most critical part, is making sure that your quarterback has the confidence in you to pick up all the different blitzes that are out there. It was an opportunity for me to stay on the field, and that's what the position has diminished, is because it's tough to find the matchup with a fullback when you remove him from the formation that you don't feel you have an advantage of when you bring the wide receiver in or bring that tight end in. And I think the tight ends have become very, very athletic. You look at the guys around the league now, Tony Gonzalez playing at the level that he's playing at this stage of his career, Jason Witten. There's a number of great tight ends out there, and there's some young ones coming along that are going to be very, very good too. So I think that has impacted it a little bit. The greatest show on turf didn't do us any good with the four wide receivers being used to create those matchups on the outside. So what we need to have is for somebody to come along that's very versatile. Can line up in the backfield and be a lead blocker, but can also leave and break formation and create a matchup problem with you. So until we find those guys, it's become kind of that one-dimensional thing again, where you're a lead blocker, you're a short yardage goal line runner. A guy like LaRon McClain becomes similar to a Mike Allstott. Is that really a true fullback, or is it that kind of what I call the three quarterback? You can put him in the top of the eye and let him run and pound the football. Good breakaway speed, tough guy to bring down. Peyton Hillis up in Cleveland, is kind of cut out of that mold.
I got to talk to you about Twitter. They've really been benefiting this last couple of weeks. I don't know if the teams have been benefiting from it, but let's say that Twitter was around when you were playing. How would have Jimmy or Barry or any of the guys handled the team with that kind of social media out there?
Well, I think there's a responsibility on all the players' parts, when you talk about social networking, to keep some things within the confines of the team. It is a fraternity, and it's a very unique and a very special fraternity. So there's some things that don't need to be out there in the public domain. It's kind of like, in The Wizard of Oz, letting somebody behind the curtain. Sometimes you don't want people to see how the levers are moved. And, I know that our guys would have, we had a number of guys that probably would have been, heavy Twitter guys and, Facebook guys and all the different things that are going on today. But you hope that they would be responsible with that. And, you don't fight your battles. We always talked about not fighting your battles or voicing your opinions through the media, where you would talk to somebody and you'd see it in print the next day. Well, now it's even harder because you can be in an emotional state and all of a sudden just grab something and boom, it's out there. It's in cyberspace. And now you're doing spin control the next day because you reacted emotionally to a situation that you didn't really take your time and think all the way through. So, that's the biggest fear. And, it becomes a competitive thing. Everybody's trying to one-up each other with different things. So I'm glad it wasn't around. I'm not a Twitter guy now, so I don't know how these guys keep everything straight. I have enough trouble, keeping my life in order without bringing other things in.
Got to talk to you a little bit about your partnership with Verizon. I know you've been involved with them for a while. 45 days to the Super Bowl. Talk a little bit about that.
They did a great campaign. They started 45 days out, and what we were trying to do down here in North Texas was bring the Super Bowl experience to as many people as we possibly could. We know that everybody can't get to the game. So, Verizon worked with a lot of the guys here locally, and we had people out in the community doing different things for 45 days leading up to the Super Bowl. I was out at Adele Turner Elementary School a couple of weeks ago doing a PE class because they have a program that's very similar to the NFL Play 60, which is something that I believe in very strongly. On Monday, Troy and I had a little competition down at the NFL Experience. We had two teams made up, and we competed in a couple of contests, and my team did come out on top. And we were able to give 50 tickets to the NFL Experience to West Dallas Community Center. And so some kids from that center were going to get an opportunity to experience something that's involved with the Super Bowl, but that they wouldn't have. And then Verizon was great. They actually gave the Jubilee Center, which Troy was competing for, 50 tickets also. So we got 100 kids over to the NFL Experience that never would have had that opportunity. And those are the types of things that Verizon did during the course of the 45 days leading up to the Super Bowl. And it's one of the things that makes this weather disappointing is because this is a great community, and we did do a good job of reaching out to the four corners of the counties that make up North Texas. And we just wish that the people that came into town would have had an opportunity to see more of what North Texas is really like.
Daryl, thanks for joining us on Sporting News Radio.
My pleasure.
Thanks, man.